Hey everyone, welcome back. The time has come for us to do another lesson on Molinete technique because I've run into a lot of dancers who have a lot of confusion and questions around the idea of leading the Molinete, how to get into it, how to get out of it. There's a lot of anxiety around this topic. So I thought I would do a lesson to show you some ways that you can think about the Molinete that would open up opportunities for you to experiment and take away some of that confusion and stress that you might be having about this. I'm joined today by the fabulous Eve once again, who will help me show this. When we're talking about the Molinete, by the way, we're talking about this sequence of steps that the follower does around the leader, and that is forward, side, back, side, and forward. So any time that the follower starts walking around the leader, they will do this sequence of steps, and they will do it in a particular timing. This is one of the few agreements that we have in tango. This is not something that the leader has to lead. The follower will just do the forward, side, back, side in a particular timing whenever they start going around their partner. So how do we, once we're walking in the line of dance, enter into this figure, and how do we exit it? Now I want to give you the more theoretical concept of this figure here, and that is, when my partner is facing me, if I begin to turn my body to one side or the other, which will invite my partner to step around me. So Eve is now stepping, and she's on the next step, she would do a side step. Already she is doing the Molinete. So the action, the lead for Molinete on a very conceptual level, if you were to just look at what is it that's really happening, is that I invite my partner to go one side of me or the other, and suddenly she is doing Molinete. She's already doing that first step of the Molinete sequence, and if I were to just start turning around myself, she would be following me and doing that pattern of steps. Now, just having understood that, think about that in terms of how you lead some of the figures. For example, when you're leading ocho cortado, forward, back, back, open. Notice what the follower is doing. Back, forward, and forward. Right there, she's stepping a forward step around me on the side. If I were to just start turning around myself, she would continue into a Molinete. Now, if you were to do something like a left turn, and by the way, if you don't know some of these figures, look up some of my earlier lessons. I cover these. So simple left turn, for example, is this. Okay? So I invite the follower to go forward, back, side. Now on this side step, if I were to just begin to turn around myself, she would continue into Molinete. So the entry into Molinete exists in multiple situations, in any particular place where you're inviting the follower to go on one side of you or the other. Now, one element here is key, and I have to say, for some reason, it's hard to catch that when you first start leading this. As a leader, you have to stay in place. You can't be traveling while you're leading the Molinete. So whenever Eve starts walking around me, my job is to keep the center around which she's walking stable. So in the moment that she starts walking around me, I become a planet. And she's sort of on the periphery of the planet. She's gravitationally bound to me, and I have to stay in the center. Okay, so just remember that. That's always going to be true whenever you're first learning to lead the follower around you. Now, let's talk about how you could lead this just from walking, okay? And this is one of my favorite ways to lead it. So let's say that I'm walking along, and I'm going to use this step on the outside of my partner here, on her right and on my right. And at this moment, I can begin to turn to the side, and see, she did a side step and she's prepared for another forward step. So now she is in molinete. And then we can realign and go back. So I'm going to show you from this angle. I step on the outside. I turn towards my partner. Very important that you don't just move your partner to the side as you step around them. That changes the dynamic. So we turn towards each other here, and then I lead her to start the molinete, realign, and walk out. So this is one way you can get in to molinete very quickly. It's a really nice way to experience it. But let me show you also how I decide how to exit, because that's the other question. How do we actually get out of it? The way I think of it is, I need to get back into the line of dance as soon as possible. So once my follower starts going around me, I wait until here she took a forward step, and I'm realigned with her, and I can move forward. So whenever you feel the follower go into a forward step around you, so let's say I'm going to show it here. So she begins her molinete pattern. Here she took a forward step. I can realign with her here and walk out. I'm basically looking for a place to realign with my follower and walk out. Now, a very common question, of course, appears is, what am I doing with my feet? How do I position my feet so that I am actually lined up with my follower correctly? When you first learn the molinete, what I suggest is that you actually step your feet with your partner and feel the timing of their steps lined up with yours. So if you're at a point where you just are practicing the molinete, forget about the figure, forget about walking. From here, as she starts to walk around me and she's going slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, I'm actually going to step with her, and I go slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. And from here, you can then practice as your partner goes. Whenever she takes a forward step here, practice walking out. The walking out with the left foot forward is a very kind of a nice, intuitive way to exit. So you can practice by standing in place, initiating the turn, and then stepping with the partner. Slow, quick, quick, slow, realign on that forward step of the follower, and walk out. Okay? This is one way that you can begin to get used to the sensation of the follower and you sort of fitting together like a gear. Now, once you get used to that, then try this other way of getting into it from walking, where you can start out by walking on the outside of the follower here, pulling to the side, and here I'm still stepping with my follower on some of the steps, but some of them I am in place, like here, both of my feet are in place, and then they are with her. So it will be a little bit of a exploration for you to sort of sense, how can you feel that you're syncing your steps up with the follower. And I would say the focus is on you feeling that opportunity to walk out when the follower takes a forward step. Now, that doesn't mean that the forward step is the only place where you can exit. The beauty about the molinete is that it actually can be broken up in different ways. And most of the figures that we learn are in some way derivatives off of the molinete sequence and molinete steps. So I'm just going to give you an example of other exits that you can have. So as the follower goes forward, you could exit on the side step with the cicada and walk out. So you could use the side step. You could also reverse and turn the molinete in different ways and exit on different steps and sort of break the whole structure through using cicadas. So a lot of times cicadas play with that idea. But for now, what I wanted to just give you is the conceptual basis for the molinete, like how it actually happens, and then realizing that you can lead it from almost any point that you're able to feel the follower going on either side of you, right? So whether it's ocho cortado or the right turn or the left turn, there's many places where the follower is going to be going on either side of you, and that can be the beginning of the molinete. The last question I want to answer that might be on your mind is, does the molinete have to happen all the way around in one go? Like, do you have to cover 360 degrees in one round of molinete? And the answer is, it's going to depend on what is around you, on your space. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go 360. Sometimes your molinete might go 270 degrees instead of 360, or maybe it only gets to 50 and then you reverse it. So the point is that the actual structure of the steps is malleable. And all you got to do is make sure you keep the timing of the steps and the distance between you and your partner. But the actual, like, how big the steps are or what kind of quality they have, that you can mold and change according to, you know, what you want to show. So let me know what questions are coming up for you on the molinete. I would love to hear from you. You can post them in the comments. And if this is your first time joining my channel, I hope you subscribe, because I post one of these every week on Saturdays. So I hope I see you next week. Ciao.